Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it, ready to have some fun with a mystery pour for tonight. So before I dive into the actual distillery, I wanted to kind of go ahead and put this one as a mystery distillery or a mystery pour because, you know, a lot of times people say, hey, if it's not a Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace type of a product, I'm not going to watch the video. So I want everyone to check this one out because it is an up and coming craft distillery. So story goes, long-time subscriber, I call him Texas Terrence, super cool guy, by the way. Texas Terrence reached out. He's like, Bourbon Judge, have you heard of this distillery and this product? The answers were no and no. It was no, seriously. He was like, hey, you got to try a bottle or try a pour of it. I'll send you a bottle. Get on the channel. Let me know your thoughts. So first and foremost, thank you, Texas Terrence. I really do appreciate it. So the distillery and the product that we are going to go ahead and review today, this is none other than Roaming Man. That's the name of the product. Roaming Man Cask Strength Small Batch Rye Whiskey. And this comes from Sugarlands Distilling Company. So there's the bottle. Sugarlands Distilling Company out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So it's a Tennessee rye whiskey. Here we go. So what do we know about this product? Number one, and what do we know about just Sugarlands as a whole? So Sugarlands was started back in 2014. They started putting down barrels back then. So they released, I think their first product or small batch was back in 2017. It was like a 2-year age whiskey at that point. And they've obviously had other, versions since then. Now from a price standpoint, this one's a little bit more expensive. As you can tell, it's a 375 milliliter, so it's half a bottle, but it's a $50 product. So $50, but I've heard nothing but great things about this. So yes, I know, super expensive, Bourbon Judge. Oh my gosh, $50. Texas Terrence says it's pretty damn good. We shall see. But they primarily, when you think of like Sugarlands Distilling Company, they produce like a whole bunch of like moonshine and other spirits. But this Cask Strength Rye Whiskey Small Batch, this is the only whiskey that they truly produce in this form, the way that we all love it. So let's go ahead and dive into, get a little bit more into this. What I love, though, I will say about Sugarlands Distilling, and especially for the Roaming Man brand, is the fact that they're very transparent in terms of the mash bill, everything you want to know about the whiskey itself. It's all right here on the side of the bottle. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you. We have, excuse me, a 51% rye, 45% corn, 4% malted barley. So it has a high corn as a secondary ingredient in the mash bill. So to me, this is already, I'm thinking, probably similar to like maybe like a Pikesville, maybe a Sagamore, or even a Wild Turkey Rare Breed. All three of those use very high corn in their primarily their rye mash bill, rye whiskey mash bill. So I'm already thinking that. It's aged 3.5 years. So not too long, 3.5 years. I would expect a little bit more, honestly, being the fact that they start laying barrels back down in 2014. But hey, it is what it is. So aged 3.5 years. Now the staves making the barrels were air dry for 24 months, so 2 years. That says a lot. Attention to detail, great quality. I like that. I'm good with that. Non-chill filtered, so that's good. So got some great, hopefully some great flavor in there. From a char standpoint, they use a combination of char 3 and 4, so nice crisp. So it should bring out some really great sweet notes in the rye whiskey. The average entry proof for all the whiskey that was in this small batch was 115.1 proof, but my bottle in particular is 113.8 proof, just so you know that. And two more facts. The last fact rather, I should say, which this, I mean, hell, when does a distillery ever give you this information? The average evaporation, 23.6%. All right, so hey, almost 25% of it just gone. Gone. All right, $50 bottle. Very much, from what Texas Terrence says, is a fantastic pour. You guys know me, whenever I get a bottle, I always open a little bit, pour some of my infinity bottles. So I did add a little bit there, and I went ahead and poured it so I can let this bad boy air out a little bit. All right, let's dive into this. Texas Terrence, let's see how well you know your whiskey. At least according to me. So being there in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, I know one of my patrons, my good friend Brad, you're in Tennessee. So Brad, you got to let me know, have you tried this bad boy before? And if so, what are your thoughts? Brad loves his whiskey, so I'm sure he's probably had this before. But Texas Terrence says it's the best. We shall see. All right. So the nose is really cool. All right. So from a nose standpoint, wow. I definitely get a ton of, so it's definitely obviously a Tennessee rye whiskey. Very smoky in the nose. Tons of like pepper, tons of just smoke in general. But I do also get like the traditional rye whiskey notes. Some like, some licorice. Definitely very mint forward as well. Some blackberries. And a little bit of maple syrup. This is actually, honestly, for a 3.5 year aged whiskey, the nose of this bad boy is very complex, in my opinion. Really nice, actually. Wow. Wow, okay. I'm picking up one thing that I'm going to tell you guys after my judgment. That's very interesting. Okay. All right. Hey, I say this each and every week. Thank you, number one, for watching the channel. I really appreciate all the love, all the support. 3 quick, easy favors. Hit the like button. Let me know, have you ever tried this product before? And if so, are you a fan or not? Last but not least, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. All right. Cheers, my friends. Oh, yeah. That's it. Woo! That is a nice, long, and solid finish. I like that. Let me just get a little bit more before I give you a judgment. Okay. So, wow. Woo! That's definitely a bold in the palate and the finish. Extremely bold. Look at the legs on that bad boy. If you can see that glass, oh my gosh, that is definitely sexy. Very nice. Very bold. Everything from the nose transferred to the palate. Very smoky, because it is, again, a Tennessee whiskey, so rye whiskey. Very smoky, but the rye characters definitely do stand out. Tons of like mint, some licorice, some pepper in there as well. Definitely like some blackberries and a little bit of maple syrup as well. For a $50 half bottle, that's very interesting. And I'm going to give you a judgment, and you will want to hear the reason why. To me, folks, this is a split decision. Woo! Why, Bourbon Judge? Did you say it's a split decision? For $50 for a half-size bottle, that should be a no-buy, right? Not really. Honestly, it's not. Let me tell you the reason why. To me, the quality of whiskey in this bad boy is absolutely amazing. I think this is a fantastic bottle. I really do. So I have to agree, number one, with Texas Terrence. This is a fantastic pour. I gave it a split decision because of one main reason. If you've ever had, now remember, this is a Tennessee rye whiskey. If you've ever had a Texas style bourbon or a Texas style rye whiskey, you understand how Texas whiskey tastes. To me, just me only, I know this is a Tennessee rye whiskey, but this bad boy tastes like almost like a hybrid, a combination of Texas bourbon and Texas rye whiskey. It tastes, to me, it sips like a hybrid, almost like a blend of Texas bourbon and Texas rye whiskey. So I gave this a split decision because if you love Texas style bourbon and rye, you will honestly probably love this bad boy. But I know there are a lot of people out there that do not like that smokiness, that extra, almost like a burnt kind of raisin notes in a way that Texas style whiskey has. If you do not like Texas style whiskey, then you will not like this. That is the reason why I gave it a split decision. But for me, and for me personally, oh yeah, I'm pouring another pour. Until the next time, my friends, peace, cheers, salute, much respect, and much love. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Cheers. Take care. Damn, that is good. Terrence, you're right, my man. Peace.